Thank you. 990,000 people don't have regular access to food or water in Hyderabad, and nearly half of them are senior citizens. Imagine living in a world where you can't even afford to buy yourself food or medicines when you're hurt. Now, imagine how this might feel if you spent your life working hard, caring for your family, and helping your friends. It wouldn't be fair or right. Any of us who've been in a car waiting for a stoplight at a busy intersection would have seen some of these senior citizens. How would you feel if they were your own grandparents? How often do you think about the fact that they are someone else's grandparents? Many of us have had money to pass down to us. Before we were even born, we've had money to stay alive. We've had a life insurance for clean water, education, and many other problems. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That's social inequality. What might happen if we can all collectively solve this problem while still having more than enough money to live? What if we can finally release ourselves from this trap of injustice? Imagine a world where everyone is working together and there's no social hierarchy. Imagine a world where everyone works hard to achieve equality. Imagine a world where all the elderly, someone's grandparents, have food, the medicine they need, and a safe and clean place to live. Far too often, we might think about things like this and sit there feeling bad, but not enough of us take action. Why not make helping our elders a regular part of our everyday lives? Sure, every cause needs funding, but here's what I've learned through volunteering and how it has other benefits. Here's what I've learned from trying to give more actively and directly. We keep hearing about how dangerous COVID has been for our senior citizens. As you probably know, more than half of all COVID deaths in India have been people more than 50 years old. Here's what's shocking. Many of those seniors haven't had access to things as simple as masks or tests. Sure, we have plenty of them available now, but the problem is they're still too expensive for those senior citizens who don't even have money to pay for a place to live. These, of course, are the seniors who wind up exposed, crowded together, and the most vulnerable to the virus. You might be thinking, yeah, there are a lot of problems, but what can a privileged teenager who has never even faced these problems do to help? Well, I started a nonprofit organization called CareGood Foundation where I planned out different projects to solve ignored problems that senior citizens face on a day-to-day basis. During lockdown, I had all the time in my hands, and it really gave me the opportunity to identify problems that I'm able to fix. After finding a surprising amount of problems, I chose which ones I wanted to focus on. This is when I started a fundraiser called COVID Care, through which I provide medicines and PPE to old age homes that take in homeless senior citizens to combat COVID-19. At first, we thought the most important part would be raising money and ordering all these medicines. Later, as we started visiting these old age homes, we realized that the residents cared almost as much about our in-person visits as what we were bringing. One of the residents, a man called Amar Singh, used to work in a construction company in Rajasthan. Even then, he was getting barely enough money to live. He never signed any documents with them, so he wasn't officially working with them. One day, he fell off of a flight of stairs and broke his leg. He went to the company for help, but instead of helping him, they fired him. With no family and no money to go anywhere, he set off on the road with his broken leg from Rajasthan. He walked for weeks begging people for help, and he eventually ended up in the Hyderabad railroad station. 1,334 kilometers away, 270 hours of walking. A police officer finally referred him to FCN. His leg was very infected, and nurses worked day and night to heal him. They didn't even know if he'd be able to walk again. When I visited 2 weeks ago, he participated in a talent show that we hosted. He was laughing while singing songs and dancing using his mic as a water bottle. Every time I visit these old age homes, it's like my mind goes on a roller coasters and my emotions really are all over the place. As I hand over these medicines and converse with these senior citizens, I laugh and enjoy my time with them. We do talent shows where the senior citizens sing, dance, and even write us poems. Then we talk about their stories and how they ended up in the old age homes. 1 minute we're laughing and joking around, and the next we're sitting there in silence. I talk to them every time, and some of them just start crying because of how thankful they are for all of the medicines that we're providing them with, and that makes me so happy. Everyone's story is truly sad, but at the end of the day, they have a community of other senior citizens that they can relate with, and though they don't have families, this community is their family. After every month of delivering medicines, I feel out of this world because I know that I was able to give so many people medicines to survive, and they're in a happy community right now. I enjoy seeing every senior grow and build relationships not only with themselves, but with other citizens around them. Looking at how happy I am every month with what I'm doing, I know that this is the right path for me. I know that no matter where I go in life, I will always help these senior citizens as a responsible and active citizen myself. I found how I'm going to make a change, and it's up to you to figure out how you will make a change. I personally figured out through volunteering. I worked with all different types of groups until I realized that working with senior citizens truly made me happy. Everyone should also volunteer and find out what truly makes them happy, what they can do to help others that makes them end every day feeling satisfied, what they can do that makes them want to get up and strive to help even more, what they can do to leave a smile on their face for hours on end. Everyone reposts on their social medias about tragic events, but it's time for us to take our words and proceed with our actions. It's time for us to do what we truly love to change the world. We all need to work together every day thinking, wow, look how far we've gotten. How happy would you make a homeless senior citizen if you went and had a conversation with them? They would be much happier if you were able to connect with them and build a relationship with them than if you just donated money to help. This doesn't only help those people who don't have many relationships and connections to look forward to, but it will also help you. You will learn how to empathize with other humans and even animals. You will learn how to step into their shoes and understand their situation. You will learn so many lessons from them because you will see their actual living situations. They strive to work hard every day. This will inspire you to push forward and give you a lot of confidence. You will learn to be thankful about basic necessities such as food and water, things that you normally take for granted. Don't think of this as another inspirational speech full of ideas of things you could be doing. Think of it as a speech full of ideas of things you will be doing. Think of this as a motivational trigger. Think of this as a start to your service learning journey. Thank you.